You're not going to be replaced by AI. You're going to be replaced by someone who uses AI better than you. That's the thing nobody wants to say out loud. Because it means the threat isn't the machine. It's the person sitting next to you who figured this out before you did. And I know what you've been reading. AI will take 40% of jobs. Programmers are obsolete. Artists are done. Your entire career is basically a hobby now. Your job gone, your creativity replaced, your whole personality summarized in 3 bullet points by a robot that doesn't even sleep. And the crazy thing is, it's not even wrong. AI passed the bar exam. It writes code faster than senior engineers. It builds entire websites and apps in minutes. It diagnosed a rare disease that doctors had missed for years. So yeah, the panic makes sense. But here's what nobody is actually saying. Beating AI is easy actually. Not because AI is weak, but because everyone is playing the wrong game. And once you see which game you're actually supposed to be playing, this whole thing looks completely different. Here's how most people think about this. They line themselves up against AI directly. Like it's a fair fight. Can you write an essay faster than AI? No. Can you generate 50 logo variations in 10 seconds? No. Can you memorize every scientific paper ever published? Come on. And so people conclude, I'm done. Time to become a goat farmer. But this comparison is completely broken, because you're measuring yourself against AI on AI's terms. That's like a fish being devastated that it lost a 100-meter sprint. Nobody asked the fish to run. The fish has an entirely different set of things it's spectacular at. Things the cheetah will never do, same with you. Here's what AI actually is, underneath all the hype. AI equals a very fast, very confident intern who has read everything and experienced nothing. Read that again, everything, experienced nothing. It has never been rejected and kept going anyway. Never stayed up because it genuinely cared how something turned out. Never changed its mind because a conversation shifted how it saw the world. And those things matter more than you think. Here's why. Let me show you exactly where the cracks are. Because there are real cracks. Number 1. It can't handle real context. AI knows everything in general. General is its whole thing. But your situation? The specific team dynamic, the history between two colleagues. The fact that this client always panics in Q3 and then calms down by Friday? You've been living inside that context for months. AI got a chat message 10 seconds ago. Context is invisible to AI. It's everything to you. Number 2. It can't read the room. You walk into a room and you immediately know things. The energy is off. Someone got bad news. The client isn't convinced, but they're too polite to say it. You've been reading social situations since you were a toddler, calculating whether it was a good time to ask for a snack. Now watch AI try. AI processes words. It cannot feel a room. In any situation that involves real humans, which is most situations that matter, that gap is enormous. Number 3. It can't take real responsibility. When you say, I'll handle it, that carries weight. There's a person on the line with a reputation, relationships, and real consequences if it goes wrong. That accountability changes how people trust you. And trust is the actual currency of almost everything important. AI has no skin in the game. It will give you confidently wrong information, cite a study that doesn't exist, and when you call it out, hallucinated. Made it up. With full confidence, felt nothing. Your reputation is a real asset. Don't underestimate it. Number 4, it can't genuinely connect. Almost everything that matters, in work, in business, in life, runs on trust built through real human moments. And here's the thing, this doesn't get easier for AI over time. So if you can't beat AI on its terms, change the terms. Here's the move, stop competing with AI, start directing it. Think of AI as a superpower that needs a human to aim it. Raw power with no judgment is just expensive chaos. The people winning right now aren't ignoring AI, and they're not being replaced by it. They're using AI to do what used to take a team, and then adding the layer of judgment, taste, and relationships that makes the output actually mean something. AI does the volume, you provide the value. That combination is genuinely hard to beat. But here's the part that stings a little. The people who are getting replaced? When you look closely, they weren't doing particularly human work to begin with. They were doing mechanical, repetitive, judgment-free tasks. essentially being a human robot before the robot showed up. The lesson isn't AI is scary. It's don't do robot work before the robot gets here. And the panic itself is part of the trap. When you spend your energy being scared, you stop doing the things that actually make you irreplaceable. There's a designer called Paula Scher. She's been designing logos for 50 years. When Citibank hired her, she sketched their new logo. The client asked how long it took. She said, a few seconds and 50 years. That's lived experience. It all compounds into judgment that has no shortcut. AI cannot replicate that. There's no dataset for what you've specifically been through. Taste. AI optimizes toward the average of everything it's seen. That produces competent, safe, predictable output. Think of every AI image that looks almost right, but somehow feels like nothing. Every AI email that is technically correct, but has zero personality. Taste is knowing what breaks the pattern in exactly the right way. And you only develop taste by being a human who has been genuinely moved by things, annoyed by things, surprised by things. AI has never been moved by anything. It's never felt the difference. The ability to be wrong in interesting ways. 4 things. Concrete. Audit your real value. Write down everything you do in a week. Mark what AI could do. What's left, that's your actual job. That's what you protect, develop, and get dramatically better at. Learn to direct AI, not just use it. There's a massive gap between someone who gets average output from AI and someone who gets 10 times output from the same tool. That skill is real, learnable, and most people are lazy about developing it. The person who prompts well beats the person who prompts badly every single time. Invest in your human skills, communication, building trust, creative thinking, leadership, listening. These were called soft skills, always a terrible name. They're the hard to replace skills now. Treat them like the serious investment they are. Build in public. AI cannot have a reputation. You can. Share your thinking, your specific point of view, your process. Consistently. Over time, that becomes a moat, because it's specifically, irreducibly, unmistakably you. No AI can clone that. It can imitate the words. It cannot replicate the person behind them. AI isn't the enemy. It's the most powerful tool humans have ever built. And like every powerful tool in history, the question was never whether the tool was scary. The question was always who was holding it. The future belongs to people who are deeply, unapologetically human, and smart enough to use the machines. And being deeply human? You've been practicing that your whole life.